In this video, I am going to demonstrate the API with MySQL database with a CRUD operation. CRUD operation means C for create, R for read, U for update, D for delete. So that stands for CRUD. So I am going to perform the CRUD operation on MySQL database using Node Express. So this is our old project directory where we have the Node backend directory, and today I have added one new file called app.js. So previously we already had the index.js. So I have modified the index.js, also added the app.js. So before proceeding, let's see why I have two files and how they work. So first I will go to index.js, which was our old file, and it was using import express from express, import MySQL from MySQLi2. So as you know, I have previously installed Express, and today I have added MySQL2 package using npm install MySQL2. Now I have imported the MySQL package, and here we have created an Express application instance, which is app, and then we are using the inbuilt middleware express.json to parse the JSON request to request body. And then here we have the MySQL.create connection, which will create a MySQL connection in the DB variable where we have the host is localhost. So I am using my local database where the username is root and password is blank. And here I have the DB name, which is the database called store. And here we have db.connect. On connect, we are showing a console MySQL connected successfully, and if there is any error in the connection, then I am showing database connection failed. After that, we have all the endpoints. I will come to the endpoints later. So I'm just minimizing the endpoints for now to understand and how it works. So all these endpoints are now minimized, and here at the end we have the port 3000 and app.listen on server running on 3000 port. So I will run this file. Now I will run this file. So node index.js, and it will run the app server running on port 3000 MySQL connected successfully. So the server running on port 3000 is showing before the MySQL connected successfully because of the event loop. So this task bb.connect, it is time taking task, so it run this code, and once the database is connected, then this console displayed. So hope that is clear to you. I have already explained the event loop in a separate video. If you are not clear about event loop, click on the eye icon above. Here are some warnings showing here. So what is this? Module type package JSON. Warning: module type file node backend index.js is not specified and it does not parse as common JS. So this is using ESM module structure. So for ESM module, we use import, and for common JS, we use require. This is the old style for Node.js application, and this is the new style for Node.js application to import a library. Warning is showing because there in the package.json, I have not provided any module. So if I provide type module and then rerun the project using node index.js, so there is no warning anymore because I have added this line. So if you want to work with import, then add this type module in the project package.json, or if you want to use the old style like use require, you don't need to put this. And now, so the server is running and MySQL is connected. Let me disconnect this, and now I will run the other file, which is node app.js and hit enter. So here require, and it's directly giving the error because require is not defined in US module scope. Since I am changing the project to ES module system, so that's why the require is getting error. So to fix this, either I can use this style or use this style. Both style of importing file is not allowed. So to decide the style, I have to use type module if I want to go with the latest structure like import express from express, or if I remove this, if I don't provide this, then by default node.js project created like this, no type was defined, and that's why we can use the old style. Now if I rerun the app.js again, this time there is no error and MySQL connected successfully. So both have the same code, but the import part is different in index.js and import part is different on app.js. This is old style and this is new style. After that, all the code are same. We have all the endpoints. So all the endpoints will do something. I'll proceed with the old structure, the require method, which is app.js and it is already running. Now I'll test one by one API. Here we have app.get, the path is slash. That means the root is slash. So slash means the project root. And here we have the Postman. Now we will do a test of the API. If you don't know what is Postman, how to use Postman, you can comment me in the video. I will create a separate video on Postman. So our localhost project is running on 3004, the Node.js project. So if I click send with the get request, Node server, Node Express server is running, which is the console here in the endpoint node res.send. So this is the response coming from the server for this API. And if I go to the code, I can see res.send. So here we are sending the plain text. And now I have app.post products, app.get products. So both have the same path, but the method is different. Now let's go to the Postman. If I change the request to method to post for the same and try to click, so there is no endpoint defined for this slash with post method. That's why it's giving cannot get post slash. Now our defined endpoints are slash products. So if I go here and type slash product post, then it's giving error because I have changed it to post method, but there are some other things like passing the data. I have not passed any data. And if I go to the console here also cannot destructure property name of req.body as it is undefined. So let's go to the code. So this is our post method slash products. If I expand this, so it's expecting name, price, and quantity in request body. So as you can see, the same error is showing here and in the console as well. So this is a type error. Now, how to pass the name, quantity, and price? So to pass the data in Postman, we have to go to the body here and then click on the raw here and from the drop down, select JSON here. So we always pass the data in JSON format, which is also an object structure. So name, and then here I am passing name Colgate toothpaste, and then I have price. I am passing 15 and quantity I am passing 20. Now I'll click on the send button. So here now we have different response. Success true, message product created successfully, product ID 2. And let's check the backend code. So slash products. So this time from the request body, it got the name, price, and quantity. So here you can see trying, it is trying to get the name, price, and quantity from the request body. If all these value are missing, then it's showing all fields are required. But in our case, it was showing some error, right? Why? Because before this time, if I click here with the blank object, then it will show this message. If we don't pass any object, like no object, even the not the blank object, then it will show the error. If we pass the blank object, that will not show the parsing error. And if we pass the blank object, this will show the validation message, because this time it was able to pass the body but not able to get these variables from the request body, because this time it was able to pass the body but not able to get these variables from the body. But passing no object in the request body will produce error. And then when we inserted the value, also we inserted the product is showing here. Now let's try another one. So this time I'll add another product. I'll give laptop and quantity 5, price I'll give 50,000. So this time I have changed the product and the quantity and the price. Remember always to name the key with double quote, and the string value always double quote. For the numeric value, you can use directly numeric value on the value of the request body, but the keys will always be in double quote. And now clicking on the send, so it will return the response success to message and the product ID. Let's see in the database. So I'll refresh here, and on refresh you can see the laptop with quantity 5, price 5,000, and the ID is 3. The product ID is 3. So it returned the response here. And how it is working, so here we have the insert query, and this is the written query, and here we have the db.query, which will execute the insert query with this parameter coming from the request body. If there is any error, then it will return the error from here. Otherwise it will return the res.status. Here we are passing the status code and .json. Here we have the object, response object. In standard practice, we pass the JSON object, not the string as a API response. So here we have the JSON object, where we have the success is a key, value true. Here for any error, the success become false. And if there is no error, success become true. So when fetching the data from any front-end application, we always use this success key to measure if the API succeed or not. So this is a standard practice to send a unique identifier key for the API success. So whenever there is any error, then we will send false on success. Otherwise, we will send true on success. So this is our post method which create a product. Now in CRUD operation, C for create. Now CRUD, R for read. That means get product. So I'll use the same endpoint, just change the method to get. And since this is a get method, request body is invalid for this. If I click send, then it will return, and this is not used anymore in the get request, so it is equivalent to none. So if I click here, we have two products returning in the API, and here we have success true, that means the API succeed. And here we have the data. Here data is an array of products. So each product is an object. You can see curly brace, and inside that we have key value, key value, key value. All these are products. So we have the get request, post request covered. Now let's come to our next request. So now we have get product colon id means we'll pass dynamically some value which will hold the id. So we have the product id 2 and 3. So if I pass slash 3 here and click on send, it will get only the product 3 information. And how it is working, only slash products getting select star from products, so it will select all the products. And if there is any error in the query, then it will return success false with status code 500 with the error message. If there is no error, that means query execute successfully and product fetch successfully, then it's returning res.json. Here we have the single product. So to get a single product, we obviously need a ID, and how we will pass the ID in the URL itself. So I am passing the product ID in the URL itself. Suppose we are on an e-commerce website and I am on a product details page. In product details page, I will have the product ID for which I will get the product data. So for that reason, we'll use this format to get a single product data. So here also select star from product where ID equals to question mark. So this is a parameterized query where I am passing the parameter when executing the query. So db dot, this is just writing the query and this is executing the query. So when executing the query, I am passing the query parameter. And here we have the product ID coming from the req.params.id. It will collect the ID from the requested route. And then if there is any error, it will return the response with 500 status code. Otherwise, if the results.len equals to 0, suppose I am passing a product ID that is not present in DB by any mistakes, for example, /6. So clicking the same, false, product not found. So that also need to be taken care, and that is this code. Results.len equals to 0, because by product ID 6 there will be no product. That means result dot length, results is an array, so that dot length is 0. Then we are sending res dot status 404 dot json. Then we get the object, and here in the Postman we can see the status code is 404 not found. Then it will directly come here, which will return the single product res.0. So 0 means the first index. Since it's taking the data from products table by ID, so it will take only one row. But the result itself will come in an array. So in the array, there will be only one element, and that one element index is 0. So we are returning the product by using 0. So if I go back again and type 2 here in the URL and send, then it will show the product data. So explained so far the creating product, getting all the products, getting single product. Now I will cover updating a product. So for updating a product, we will use put method. Now the same structure in the URL, products colon ID, that means product after that ID, but this time I will use put method. Same like post method. For put method also we need to use raw and then JSON from here, and then we need to send the object. And now I will check our code. So it's expecting the ID from URL which I have already provided. Now it's again expecting name, price and quantity. So I already have this value for the product ID 2. Now I'll copy this here for quick testing, and then I'll indent it and remove the ID from here. We only need so Colgate updated, and quantity I'm changing to 240 and price I am changing to 30 and hit send. So here we have success true, product updated successfully. Now let's go to our database first and to see the reflection. So Colgate updated, quantity also updated, price also updated. Now let's debug our code, how it was implemented. So as you can see here, you already know what is the meaning of this code, like getting the product ID from param, the URL, and the name, price, and quantity, the new name, price, and quantity from the payload body. And then this is the query text, update product set for name, price, quantity, where ID equals to all these question marks will be used as a parameter in the when executing the query. So in the next line, we are executing the query by db.query, and then we are passing the query first, and then we are passing the parameters for the query. And here you can see it's passed in the same order. That order is placed in the query itself. So after that, we have this callback function. When the query executed, if there is any error, it will return the response with 500 code. If there is affected row 0, then it will have a validation of the affected rows and product not found, because suppose I am trying to update a product ID 6 which is not present, then it will show 404 not found and product not found. So these are the standard status code, and if everything is okay, then product updated successfully. So this is our, if everything is okay, then it will return product updated successfully. So this is our update product. Now we have the delete. CRUD. C for create is done with post request. R for read is done with get request. U for update is done with put request. Now D for delete will be done using delete request, delete method. So here we have another endpoint, app.delete product slash ID. So you can see every time the method change, but the URL is same. So this time I'll use delete. This is delete method. So in the delete method, we are passing the ID in param. Since we are deleting the row, I don't need to pass anything in the request body. So if I click on this send button, product deleted successfully. Now let's test our database if the record is deleted or not. Yeah, our record is deleted, and let's explain the code here. So as usual, it's getting the product ID from the URL. Then we have the delete query delete from products where ID equal to question mark. This is the parameter I will pass when executing the query. So this is delete query and this is the product ID. If there is any error, no error, this will not be executed. Affected rows 0. Here we have affected rows. Now I'll try to send again. Our product is already deleted. So product not found. Now the affected row is 0. Result dot affected rows equals to 0. That means product not found. And the first time the product was found, that's why it was returning product deleted successfully. So this is a complete CRUD operation with Express server and MySQL database. Hope this will explain everything you need to work and create a API with database. Subscribe for more videos like this. I will do the raw coding and explain each line by line to make you a good backend developer.